First question, Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, obviously all these practice days, especially, with the circumstances you're under, are extremely important. What was your group able to get accomplished today?
Well, I actually thought we did a lot, and they did a really good job. We had we did some off the film. We did like a teaching segment because we just need to be more detailed with a lot of our, pick and roll coverages. And then, we did all of the offense, more 5-on-0. So we were able to add offense. It's obviously it's a problem right now. It's hard to play in this league when you don't have enough offense in. Like the Lakers obviously are missing, superstar guys, but their defense has still been good without them. And when you don't have enough offense to keep people off balance, it's hard to score. So we added some things today, and guys did a good job with it, and I think it'll help us tomorrow.
Go ahead, Dan.
Cliff, you and your staff were part of a turnaround here that, had to break some bad habits of a group that had previously gone through a reset and perhaps built up some bad habits during that time. With a young group, how do you prevent that from happening while also, being understanding of the situation that guys are in?
I think that's the whole challenge, what you just said. It's a great question. Like, to me, it's always the same way, right? Is you have to study your team. You have to study your team, and you have to know where your team is at, because it's like anybody's job, right? How do you have a good day? You have a good idea where you're at and what you have to do. And my job's no different. And so what you do is you study your team, and you make the best decisions on that day so that your team can make progress and go forward, and then basically the games tell you whether or not you're working on the right things, so it's evaluation, and then it's decision making. I'm fortunate in that I have a great staff, and they're teachers, and so last night I've got 6 really knowledgeable guys watching film, and giving me detailed notes on every possession. And besides, me watching, so I have a lot of input from really good basketball people on what our priorities should be for the day. And that's what we came up with.
Christos Saltis, Sport DNA Greece.
Hello, Coach. Hope you are doing well. What did you learn about your team on last night's game against the Lakers, and what would you like to carry on from that game to the next games?
Well, I thought our effort was good. We gave up, the thing was disconcerting is, we gave up 3 free throw set rebounds in the fourth quarter. And it was a big part of the game. And we got into early foul trouble in the fourth quarter, which is never a good recipe for winning anywhere, let alone on the road. And so those are things that we watched today, and hopefully we can learn from. I also, from watching the film, we need more offense in. We just do. We have to have more ways to keep a good NBA defense off balance, and tomorrow will be similar. So, we put, quite a bit, not crazy amount, but a good amount of offense in today. And I'm hoping that can help us play better at that in tomorrow night.
Roy Perry, Orlando Sentinel.
Steve, in terms of offense, Chuma's shot the ball exceptionally well lately. Are you happy with the way he's progressing? Would you like to see him be a little more assertive on offense? I know that you're putting in some more pieces here and there, but how do you feel like you want him fitting going forward?
Oh, I'm ecstatic. Listen, the biggest problem that Chuma's had was, one, the injury, so he missed a few weeks there. But 2 is just the fact that he's had to play 2 positions, and it's been difficult. It's very, very difficult for younger players to move forward when you're asking them to do a bunch of things. To me, what I've watched in the past is you get them in one position, you get them with a certain playing group, which obviously because of the injuries we haven't been able to do, so that he's comfortable and he has a good idea of what's coming up in the game. Look, this poor guy's had to play a bunch. He played some last night at the 3, and I'll say it again, he didn't practice that at all until we started having injuries. So I think that he's done well. He's a very good competitor. He's got a very good skill level. And, you know, and I think he's made, I mean, terrific progress.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Steve, how is MCW? And if he's unable to play, I think your team has an open roster spot. Does it need to sign another point guard, maybe to a 10-day?
No, you know what? We got lucky, Josh, in that he had some swelling, but he's fine. He did everything today, and he'll be able to play tomorrow. And Cole's progressing, you know, quicker or quickly, I would say. So I don't think Cole will be able to play on this trip, but I think there's a chance that, you know, when we get back home, it won't, you know, he's not as far away. So I think we're actually in pretty good shape there.
Jake Chapman, Orlando Magic Audio Network. Can't hear you, Jake. Okay, we'll go back to Dan Savage.
Cliff, obviously, you know, normally this time of year, you guys would spend a lot of times practicing for specific opponents in upcoming games. I assume with the situation you're in, how did you have to balance preparing for the Clippers versus just working on your own stuff?
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right about that. And I mean, today, you know, we really didn't do, you know, we didn't do a lot of prep for them. You know, we'll do all of that in the morning. I'll be honest. The other thing is, and I really got this from working for Stan, you know, Stan always used to say, we're spending all our time worrying about the other team. And so even when we do, you know, like we used to do when I worked for him, even when we're working on the Clippers, we make it more so that it's our principles and concepts or maybe just a tendency. And we don't spend a lot of time, or I didn't in Charlotte either, on just the other team. You know, like he always used to think that, or say, and he was right, that we need to use practice days to make our own team better, good at our own game. And so I think you can somewhat combine the two.
Go ahead, Jake. Let's try again.
All right, try again. Can you hear me, Coach?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I wanted to ask you about Kareem, what you've seen from him since he came back from Lakeland and just sort of his overall development arc.
I love his attitude. I mean, he's fearless and he's a great worker. And I think he's made, you know, talking to Stan Heath, you know, he's made really good games during the year. And, you know, last night, I mean, he went in the game and he was super solid. He had a nice drive and a drop off. He had some good defensive possessions. Actually, I showed one of them. He had a really good one-on-one possession on the wing away from our bench, good technique, and led to a good defensive possession. So I think he's learned a lot. Like I said, and I think he's made good progress.
All right, we'll wrap things up with Paul Casanova, EDF Sports.
Hi, Coach. We talk a lot about the players when they go to a new team and how they adjust and all that. As a coach, does it kind of fire you and the rest of the coaches up also when you got this new challenge?
Well, I thought you were going to say, how do I like it for the 5 or 6 times I've been fired? Do I like going to the new team? Listen, it just depends on how big, you know, if there's state taxes. You know, I was telling the assistants this morning, when I came from Orlando out here to LA, my first paycheck, I actually took it in and said, there's no way this is right. Where did all my money go? And the lady told me, she was great. She said, Steve, you're not in Florida anymore. So you know what? Don't eat as much. But no, I enjoy the challenge. I thought you were talking. Geez, listen, if I get home now and I stick that keypad in and I can't get in the garage, I'll know you're talking to somebody. But no, it's listen, there's a lot of, this season is different, obviously, you know, COVID, the injuries. I've been around for a long time. I've never been through anything like this, but you know, I enjoy coaching. I enjoy my staff. I enjoy the NBA. And I think that I really believe this. I think that being content with what you're doing starts with motivating yourself every morning. Okay. And you can dwell on what might have been, or you can move forward and try to embrace the challenge ahead. And that's what I'm trying to do.
All right. Thank you for your time, Coach. Appreciate it.